Welcome to episode number 21 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of Jomboy Media. It is Tyler Glasnow of the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's see, has that mouth been washed out with soap or not?
Not yet. Maybe if I do it again, I'll have to put some soap in there.
I got to tell you though, it's hilarious. It's so funny. It is.
I see some humor in it too. There's another side of me too that's just like, stop doing that. But I really have no control over it. Maybe if I tried a little harder, but like my mind's elsewhere obviously when I'm pitching, and it's just like normal reaction. Like, and KK's done that for me so many times. Like he saved me so many runs since I've been a Ray, to where like I'm just so grateful, and in the form of a lot of cuss words.
Well, you know that you made it on TMZ because you talked about it, how your mom texted you to stop doing that, right?
Yeah, I actually didn't even know like the TMZ thing happened, and then my mom told me. She's like, "Where's on TMZ?" And I was like, "Oh, great, that's cool."
Was she excited to be on TMZ?
She was like joking around, like, you've made it when you go to TMZ. And I said, "Congrats, Mom."
Right. Well, I mean, that's a big moment.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like pretty funny, for a pretty funny reason too. But yeah, she's a champ, so I think she liked it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We can actually ask her ourselves.
Oh, nice. There you go. I didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, because here she goes. It is Donna Glasnow joining us from the great state of Arizona.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, Mom.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice.
Yes.
So tell us about this. Did you text him after that one start where he was, saying those words and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, he had done it, a couple games before, but I think his dad and I were the only ones who really caught it. Maybe a few other people out there, because we're so dialed into everything watching him. And this last time, because he was on the mound, it was pretty obvious. And I guess where I come from, and he probably knows this, is that there's kids watching. But then I thought, well, maybe the kids can't read what he's saying. But then you have social media, and it's all over Twitter, Instagram, and it spells it all out for everybody. So it's not like you can't hide anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
Look,
I
even brought, in case I say something I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, nice. There you go.
Very good.
Donald will say a cuss word here and there. Not too much.
I've been known to, yeah.
So
the right place and the right time. Tyler grew up in a family that, as he got older.
I didn't learn it from myself. Let's just say
that.
That's okay.
But we waited till he was older.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. You're allowed to be emotional. Do you swear, Donna, at the TV screen when like if there's a bad call and you think it's a strike and it was called a ball? Are you one of the yellers?
Let's see. I will definitely make a comment. I don't swear that much in certain situations, but I have been known to rip off a few in the choice. So yeah, I'm capable.
I think it's few and far between. It holds more weight when you don't do it very often. So when Donna is mad and she cusses, it's like she means business.
Look out, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a second. We talked about this. What did you just call your mom, Tyler?
What, I say Donna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just whatever. I call her Mom too.
Mama Donna.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, good. So when you get the text from your mom, were you taken aback a little bit? Because some be like, "Mom, I'm working here." Like,
no, I mean, like, she was like clearly joking. She was like joking, but also like maybe try and stop. But like, I knew it was like all in fun. Like she was just kind of joking around with me. But like, there's some seriousness in there too. I think it's probably good if I do have the consciousness to be able to like check myself in the moment. Maybe I will. But who knows? It's kind of when you're out there, you're just letting it fly. You're not really thinking about.
Yeah, not really checking yourself. True. But the last game, you did cover your mouth. I saw that.
See,
you
baby steps.
Clearly tell what you were saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to do any good.
Yeah.
So in that last game, in Anaheim, there was a line drive hit right back at your son. I know that like that's number one on my most terrifying parent list when we're talking about baseball. Did you jump out of your seat a little bit, Donna?
Actually, I was taking a photo. I was videoing him or doing something with the camera, my phone, when that happened. And I kind of saw it, but it was like really quick. And I didn't even see that I thought it went out into the outfield. I didn't even know went towards him. And then I saw it afterwards and I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that was scary. That's.
I've been, because there's been two in Little League. I got hit twice in the head with comebackers. And so we've lived it. But I was obviously Little League, and it's like, no, they don't hit the balls.
Yeah. First time he was like 10 years old. And the line drive came back, hit him in the forehead, and he dropped, hit the ground, and we were all, up and at him and everything. And he wasn't crying or anything. And the coaches go out to him and they stand over and they look. They said, "Okay, we got to pull you out." That's when he started crying. When the coaches wanted to take him out. So they brought him back to the dugout. I think he got to finish pitching, and they put him in the dugout. He finished pitching. But he had a big old egg on his head. So I don't know.
Yeah. Good times. So you got to sacrifice things when you're 10 years old. You know how meaningful those games are, right?
As you know, he can be pretty stubborn out there when he wants something. So he was pretty persuasive with the coaches.
Hey, Tyler, did you even see that ball off the bat?
It was more, I think it's like just a reactionary thing. It was like a subconscious, like I knew it was like coming towards me. And like at the last, I think it was more of like trying to get out of the way while knowing it was like in my vicinity. And like, I'd say when the ball hit the glove, like, I don't think it was all like my doing. I think a lot of luck was involved, and it kind of like took my glove off my hand. And I was just trying to like put all my thoughts together. Like, okay, guy at second, like maybe throw him out at second. But I was more like relieved than anything, just because bad pitch, no outs, guy on second. I didn't know where Beli was playing. I probably should have. And so I was like, well, if I don't catch this, it could have gone through, but I probably would have short hopped it. But I was just happy I caught the ball, because there's one out. I'm not going to maybe have any runs score. So more of like a relieving feeling.
Got it.
Yeah.
Donna, are you able to enjoy, we talked about this with your other son, Ted, when he joined us on the show. Are you able to enjoy watching him pitch, or do you get so nervous like some people where it's almost like a chore for you?
I'm okay with it. Greg and I together aren't really great, because he talks, he has a nervous and he talks a lot, and I'm the reverse. I internalize. So I'm very quiet and I just sit there. And I think it helps because I was a gymnastics coach for so many years, and balance beam is, the most pressure-filled event to watch. But when it's your own son, it's a whole new level of stress. So for the most part, I've been doing it so long watching him that I figured there's nothing I can do about it. He's worked this hard to be who he is, and all I can do is sit back and enjoy watching him. And he has good days, he has bad days, but he knows I'm always there for him, and that's what counts. So
very nice. Were you big into the pommel horse, or could you either your sons do the Iron Cross?
Well, they both did gymnastics when they were 3, mind you. We did that. We obviously knew they weren't going to be gymnasts, because I'm 5'9", Greg 6'3". So, but it's all about coordination, balance, flexibility. I think it all helps when you're at a young age to do gymnastics, because it filters into all the other sports that you do that you do later on in life.
We have like home videos from a long time ago, and I'm like, 4 or 5 doing gymnastics, and like we do like our warm up, and all of like our functional movements now is like where baseball has evolved to, of like the stuff we were doing was like what we do. It's crazy. Like it's like coordination, and like I needed some coordination. I'm a relatively good athlete, but like I just was like a tall, goobery young kid, and I think it was a really good, like, I don't know, like it was an ability to like know where my limbs were in space at a young age. So I'm super like glad that she put me into gymnastics. Whenever I have kids, I think I'm gonna throw them in gymnastics too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we always had a rule in our household: you have to do a sport. We don't care what it is, but you need to do a sport.
That's good thinking. Before we let you go, Donna, I've had a little trouble with Tyler. He's wonderful on the podcast, and people love him. He's just such a thought provoker. He has trouble turning in his homework, Donna. Has this always been a problem?
I think it's his way of telling you he doesn't want to have homework.
Oh, shut up. I actually generally just forgot. And 2, it's like, in New York too, what I pitched on one of the days, and then like the post day, you have like your routine, and then I remember like being on the flight, and I just sat there and was like, oh, I forgot, like because we were supposed to go in the outfield and do the thing. I almost texted one of the clubbies on and like just do it for me, but I was like, it's not the same. Like I'm not like out there doing it, but next time. I could do 2 homework assignments. I could do that next time we go to New York and something else. Who knows?
It's okay. Maybe if there's like a little trick about how to get one of your sons to do something, it's like for me, it'd be like I'd promise him
bribery, give him candy. No.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That worked when he was 5.
Okay, yeah. we could always circle back. That's great.
Yeah, try it out.
Listen, Donna, this was a blast. I appreciate you keeping this secret. Tyler, I want to let you know. She was like, are you sure you don't want to tell him? I said, he's got such a good demeanor. We can surprise him and he'll love it.
Mom can always come on.
This is his great opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day to his mama, since I'm not going to see him.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you.
This does not get you out of getting her something nice. I want to let you know that.
Of course not.
Okay?
Just a reminder. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Send her something nice from the Bay Area while you're up there this weekend.
There it is.
Donna, an early Happy Mother's Day to you and all the wonderful moms that are out there listening.
Yes.
So thank you so much. And
Thanks,
I imagine this won't be the last time we see you on the show, okay?
Okay, we'll see. Thank you.
Bye.
For having me. Bye.
Bye.
Got
See
it.
ya.
Hey, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends from Aced Out. It is the cap for MLB players. 46 different ones to choose from. You got Trout out there. You got Fernando Tatis Jr., got Francisco Lindor, and a bunch of others. They also have some amazing T-shirts out there, officially licensed by the Baseball Hall of Fame. 13 of them. You could choose from the likes of Johnny Bench and Frank Thomas and George Brett and Cal Ripken Jr. It doesn't just have a T-shirt. It's got their accolades on them, and it's nice and it's super soft. But as for the caps, they got great ones out there, including this one, the Tampa Bay, like 98ers. Remember last year, we got a whole bunch of guys that throw 98. Look how nice and fitting this is. And this is a guy who doesn't wear hats well. And if it looks this good on me, imagine how good it's going to look on you. Quick reminder to use the code ROSE. You'll get 20% off of your first offer. And for any order over $35, you get free shipping as well. Free shipping. So order up. And don't forget to use that code word ROSE. You get 20% off your first order. Keep it up, Aced Out. You guys are good stuff. I mean, she's awesome.
She's great. Yeah. That's a good mom to have. I'm glad I got a good mom.
You sure
if I
did.
got a bad one. Yeah.
No. It's good. And she has been wonderful to correspond with. So you had a really interesting series out there in Anaheim. A lot happened during your 4-game sweep. I was so excited to watch you pitch against Ohtani, and he got scratched from the start. Were you disappointed?
No, I feel like I've said it before. Like I don't generally like care who I'm throwing against. I think so much of like for my routine as a pitcher, like I don't really like pay attention to the other guy while he's pitching.
But hold on,
I pay. Yeah, what?
Different guy. This is. I understand it. We've talked about it with Garrett Cole and that sort of stuff. This is Shohei Ohtani, who's the biggest show in the show right now because of what he is.
I don't even, I like, honestly, personally, like a pitch, I'd rather like have the time to be able to watch him while I'm not pitching against him. Cause when I'm pitching, I don't even sit in the dugout in between innings. It's like I go into like a tunnel in the bottom and like stretch and like
got it,
do stuff to stay like hot. So I'm really not even like paying attention. Like I'm obviously like guys are scoring or hitting, like I'll go out and like dap up whoever. But like for the most part, like I'm really locked into like my own thing. So I honestly like would much rather just be able to sit in the dugout and watch him pitch. And I got to, and it was really cool.
Did you learn anything about Shohei, the pitcher, that you didn't know?
No, I mean, I guess it just like reinforced, like he seems like the nicest human being alive. Like he caught that ball off of Meadows and like apologized to him. And I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Like it's a pretty good-hearted dude. And I've only heard good things about him. So like, you're definitely one of those guys like you root for and you hope, just especially too, like with the, I'm sure like the pressure involved and like how big of a name he is. Like you want to see those guys succeed just because like you like know what it's like being in a situation like that. Maybe not like at that level, but like when you're expected to succeed and you don't, like it's not like you don't want that to happen to anybody. So it's good to see him succeeding, even if he has to hit home runs off me.
And how is that, by the way? Has he improved significantly at the plate, in your opinion?
I haven't faced him. Like I haven't I guess from last year to this year, like what he's hitting really, really good this year. And it was really impressive too. Like generally when I throw like a good, like when I'm on a curveball and it comes out of my hand and it's really good, not that one, that's a slider, but like the first at bat, I threw him like really good, like 12-6, like 84, 85 curveballs. And generally like nobody really even like foul tips it or is on it. Like it's generally like usually a swing and miss when it comes out right. And he was like all over, like foul tipping, like really, really good curveballs at the bottom of the zone. And I remember being in the first at bat being like, that's pretty impressive just for how long he is and like how many limbs he has. You'd think it'd be a lot harder for him, but like he gets to everything and he just has such a unique swing. I just think he's definitely like a fun player to watch.
Oh yeah, he's a ton of fun. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? I mean, he's special. Can you believe, based on what you know that it takes to be a dominant pitcher in this league, how good he is at both?
Yeah, it's incredible. I just think too, like with how common slumping and stuff is in baseball, like hitting and pitching, it's just like to do both of them. Like maybe it's good to be able to like if you like are not feeling so good on one, and then you can like go to the other one. But I don't know. He just seems to handle it really well, and he's like very young and is so like lighthearted and doesn't take himself so seriously. And I mean, he's just a special talent, and I think like it's impressive how he can navigate both of them so well.
Mm-hmm. You had one other thing that was kind of funny that made the rounds on social media where you thought you had struck out Justin Upton, but it was only 2 strikes. But then you did the classic, "My bad, bro.
Yeah,
My bad."
Yeah.
Did somebody tell you? Or did you realize? When did you realize it was only 2 strikes?
I looked at Willie or Yandy, or yeah, I remember. I think I looked at Willie, and he was like, he like pointed at me. I was like, "What?" And I looked back, and they was like still standing at the plate, and I was like, "Oh damn!" Because what happened? The first pitch, I threw him a slider, and I thought he swung. Just from like my view angle, I couldn't really tell. And as I looked over to the first base umpire, he didn't do anything. Like they didn't have him check. So I assumed like, oh, okay, he might have just called like a strike. I think the home plate umpire like took into his own hands and like called him whatever. It's a strike. And then I did my math and I thought I threw 3 strikes and struck him out, and I didn't. And then like looking at him after too, like he's always been a player that I like respect, and I just like the way he carries himself, and he just like seems like such a good dude. So it was just the initial reaction of like, oh, I don't want to like, I'm not trying to show you up. Like there's a little pimp job there too. Like I struck him out and I'm kind of like feeling myself and I'm like, oh, my bad. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just not trying to like disrespect anyone. So I just gave him a nice little like, my bad. And he was cool about it, like laughing obviously. And it was fun. And then I think I ended up walking him, which was whack, but whatever.
Yeah, but that was that's the fun stuff for us.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
It makes it.
Yeah.
I wish more and more, there's always that fine line between you are a competitor. This is your job. This is how you make your living. You want to win. You want to be the best you can, but also realize like it's not all life and death. It's okay. We can laugh at ourselves and have a good time. And you have to be able, I don't know how you find that balance, but if you're able to, that's what we as fans love the most.
That's what's helped me so much in baseball. Like actually being able to be myself and like go have fun. And I think when I was in Pittsburgh, I always assumed like I just had to be like baseball always and not have anything outside of it. It just kind of like so like, oh, put all your effort into baseball. And the second I was allowed to just go out there and like have fun and do stupid stuff, and it just made it a lot easier. It like makes you realize it's just kind of like it puts you back into like the backyard baseball mindset. And we're like, this really is a fun game. Like you're literally playing a game. You don't need to take yourself so seriously. So yeah, I agree. Like just being able to go out there and have fun, like makes it so much easier.
All right, last one, and then we're going to welcome in our guest, Evan Longoria, the San Francisco Giants, a former Tampa Bay Ray, former face of the Tampa Bay Rays, by the way. So you were in Anaheim when the Angels DFA'd Albert Pujols. Was there kind of a weird buzz around the stadium on Thursday because of it?
Yeah, I'd say like there's a lot of curiosity and stuff in our clubhouse, and like I don't know what it was like over there, obviously, but it was definitely strange. I remember waking up and looking at my phone and seeing that and being like, what in the world? And my immediate thought was like, all right, where's he going to sign? Like, is he going to Cardinals? Is he going to Chicago? Like, what's going on here? So, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely weird. I still wonder like how that all went down and like what the dialogue was. Like, I don't think anyone will ever really find out like how it, like the meeting and like what they I don't know, what they talked about, but definitely shocking. Like, I remember walking into the field too and just kind of like looking over it, like their whole team is out there stretching. And I remember just trying to like pick up on like a vibe if anyone was like angry or upset, I don't know, but it just seemed like a relatively normal day, but definitely like some strange, a little weird.
Yeah, you never got to face the Albert Pujols.
I know. I'm glad I didn't either.
Right?
Yeah, that guy's a stud.
But it would be I mean, we've talked about it, facing Trout and guys like that. I mean, that's basically what you're facing from back in the day. He had 11 seasons in St. Louis. 10 of them he finished in the MVP voting in the top 5. And the one year he didn't, he finished 9th. A year he had 71 extra base hits and a 997 OPS. That's the year he finished 9th.
Yeah.
In the MVP voting.
I feel like that's back in the day too, when they didn't value that stat as much, like OPS. Right. Maybe if it was like nowadays, he'd probably be a little higher on that list. But it's weird. Like even like looking and like comparing his early numbers to Mike Trout's early numbers, and like everyone knows Mike Trout's the GOAT. Like Pujols' numbers are still like insanely better than his. I think like his first like until up to this point in his career, like his age, it's incredible like what he was able to accomplish in St. Louis and like his whole career for that matter. Like that's a once in a lifetime player. So I mean. It's crazy.
He hit 328 in 11 seasons in St. Louis.
Yeah,
328.
I don't get it. that's incredible. Just to do it for that long too. Like this game is so hard. Like that's nuts. Do you know Mike Trout's career stats? What he's like 313 or something like that? 3 something? 2?
Yeah, he's over 300. We'll bring it up here quickly. But yeah,
Pujols is just in like another stratosphere. It's nuts.
Yeah. So he is a 306 hitter, and his OPS is 1,004 for his career. 1,004.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
I know.
But you guys did a number on him for the most part.
Yeah, we got.
Although he did hit a homer over 4 outfielders, which I thought was kind of impressive.
True. I know. I think you could have 7 outfielders and you're still going to hit a homer. Like it's not like generally like out when it goes outside of the outfielders. That's who cares how many people are out there. I kept seeing that all over social media and I was like, I don't get it. Why is this so crazy? Like generally too, you don't shift the guy with 4 outfielders. Like I don't really know. Like I don't think many teams do that. So it was weird. It is kind of like a nice like punch in the face though of like 4 outfielders. Like watch and he just hits a homer. So that's pretty crazy.
See, that's where you have to walk by Cash and be like, yeah, that really worked. Nice job. See if he's laughing.
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
All right, we got Evan Longoria, the Giants, coming your way. Hold tight. Hey, everybody, I want to tell you a little bit about dugout mugs. Yeah, these things, they are perfect, whether it's for graduation or maybe end of the season for baseball. If you're in high school, you want to get your coach something. Dugout mugs are great because they can especially engrave things, right? I'm a Tribe fan, so I got my big C, I even got Chris Rose on here. So you ask and they will engrave away. It's that time of year. Plus, let's see here. If I just want to drink some high quality H2O, I get this one. I want to drink something a little stronger. I bring the old wine. And if it's like on a Friday or Saturday, and I know it's party time, I got the little shot glass special. Plus, if you just have a bottle around, we can help you out here before you load up your dugout mug. Use the code word Jomboy at dugoutmugs.com. You get 35% off with use of that code. That is 35% off. Let's go. Go get yourself a dugout mug or 2. Cheers to that. We continue on with the Chris Rose rotation, a presentation of Jomboy Media, joined by San Francisco Giants third baseman Evan Longoria. Yes, he is in a car, but don't worry, he's not driving, right? You're being safe, right?
I'm not driving.
Okay.
I'm not driving.
You're not no Uber.
Here's one hand. Here's the other hand. No. All right. Sorry.
There you go.
It's cutting in and out. So
you're good. So Tyler told us a few years ago that he actually rented your house down in Florida. Is this accurate?
He did. Yeah. I think it was you and Duffy, right?
Yeah, me and Duff were in there. It's the best rental ever. I miss it.
Yeah.
So,
I know. Well, I missed it too. I missed my house there too.
I know. I can imagine. Do you go back there in the off season at all? You're there pretty much, or like a good amount, right?
Yeah, we spend at least a couple weeks there in the off season, usually for Halloween, around Halloween time, and then we went back. When did we go back? We went back to Florida again to see her parents down in South Florida. But yeah, we spent 2 weeks there.
That's an absolute prime trick-or-treating location too. I bet your kids absolutely just work the streets out there.
Yeah, they actually put on the street puts on a pretty good party. There's a lot of houses that participate, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, there were some cool neighbors there too. Like one of our media guys was there. There was a bunch of cool people on that street.
Yeah, I don't know if did you go fishing with
Wechter.
Drew? Oh
I
yeah,
actually
and
did go.
Drew,
Yeah, I went with Drew and Wechter one time. And they would like came up and
Yeah.
like pulled up in the backyard and just like hopped on. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it is a prime spot. It's a great spot to be.
All right, so Evan, did Glass and Duffy leave it all in working order, or did you have to build them for like shit that went wrong?
I was actually hoping to be able to build them, but the place was in pretty good shape, so they took good care of it.
Nice, yeah.
And Glass, did you find anything that was interesting in the Longoria house?
Hey, you better not have been looking around.
No comment. No, nothing. No, no, just normal traditional stuff. Good house.
We locked up all the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Evan, you know what? It hasn't been an easy few years for you the last couple, and now you are out of the gates great through 5 weeks. Was there ever a part of you over the last couple of years where you were like, damn, am I ever going to get back to being Evan Longoria?
No, I think I knew at some point that I would, I guess I believed, you never know, but like I believed that I'm still a quality major league player, and that the skills were still in there. And there was a big adjustment period, like going from being in one place for so long to new place, new face, new ballpark, all that. Like it was a big adjustment. So definitely a lot more comfortable now.
So Glass, what's the deal? Like, is there still Longoria gear that's hanging around Tampa Bay? I mean, the guy was the face of the franchise for basically a whole decade.
Yeah, I feel like if you go, so like he knows, like as when you go to the Trop and like a big market team comes into town, like you're generally the away team, but like through the sea of the few Ray fans, all the jerseys are like Longoria. There's some Kiermaiers in there, but a lot of them are generally Longoria.
So
it's it's kind of a shame that like I obviously like I'm always there's going to be a part of me always that's tied to the Tampa Bay area, and my family was born there. We raised our kids there for a good amount of time, and so there's a lot of love and support, and so there's always like a part of me that like hopes that more fans show up for you guys, and you guys like start to get the kind of like full-hearted support that like obviously the team deserves. You guys have been winning for a lot of years now, and so I think at some point I'd like to see that.
I mean, I think too, like the amount of people and the support in the city is like good enough to have a good fan base. It's just a stadium. Like I think if they were to do like maybe not renovations, but move it or do something like because of what Amalie and like the hockey stadium is like crazy. Like everyone, when I lived in Tampa one off season, like everyone would go there. Like Thursday games, the place was packed out. Like it was like a social event. So I mean, there's definitely potential. It's just like how they're going to execute it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with that. I think there's like a lot of Tampa Bay Rays fans. Yeah. It's just for whatever reason, and like the ballpark, like I know like the ballpark incentivizes people to go. It's not that like the ticket prices are through the roof and like parking costs $1 million. Like it's a very affordable ballpark to go to. So and there is a ton of fans within the city, like without a doubt.
Yeah, I think just too like the TV stuff too. There's like a really big viewership and whatnot too. So like it's definitely like potentials there.
Yeah.
Hey, Evan, were you rooting for the Rays last year in the World Series?
I try not to root for anybody in the World Series.
Right.
Usually I've got like friends on both sides. So it's always hard. But like honestly, I barely watch baseball when I'm not playing. So like playoff baseball, like I usually am like watching it in passing or watching the highlights.
Got it. So what was it like when you had so much success the minute you got up there, right? I mean, all-star out of the gate, first 3 years off the charts, national commercials. What was there a time where you had to take a step back and you were like, what the hell is going on here? Like it was crazy.
It was, it was nice because I only really had myself to care about. I think that like when you're single and you're young, like you don't, I was just enjoying like the moment, just being able to do all of those things and lucky enough to be in the situation that I was. And so I guess I really didn't think about it at the time. Now I look back and I'm like, wow, like I was doing a lot of cool stuff, like there was a lot happening. And I definitely appreciate those moments now, but being where I am now, like I'm happier to not do it anymore. Like I like seeing the young players succeed and the young players like be a part of that, and like hopefully like force them to like do more, to like get out there and experience those sorts of things, versus like being scared to do that or open to do different things.
What was the best part of being Evan Longoria back then? Or I know your wife's driving. Are you allowed to say anything?
She's right here. No, man. Like, I mean, look, the commercials and all of the stuff that I was lucky enough to do, like, afforded me a lot of cool things. Like, I mean, I remember even being in like New York and Boston, because we'd go there so many times, like just the kind of like acknowledgement from the visiting cities of like me being like a good player and like letting me into places through lines, and like just those like experiences, I think was the coolest part about being being a young kind of notable player, just being able to enjoy those moments.
So Glass, we're showing right now the old New Era commercial where you're doing the the Tom Cruise and just going through it. Do you remember that one, Glass?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't remember at the time. I just watched it now. I don't remember watching that though. I don't remember. When was that? What year was that?
Like 12 years old though.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So
that was what, 08 probably,
or
2008.
It was 2008.
Yeah.
I think.
My God, your rookie
I
year.
didn't even know how to talk yet in 2008.
Yeah.
How did
Glass was just born?
How did they shoot that one? Because you had some good action stuff in there.
It was actually like a crazy big production. It was like in Tampa. They shot it all over the Tampa area, and I mean it was my first real like big production shoot. Like makeup and action cameras and different locations, and it was a bit overwhelming at the point that I was in my career, but yeah, it was just like people still obviously talk about that and ask me about it and remember it, so it was a memorable experience.
So do more people ask you, did they come up to you and say, that's not my hat, or did they say, hi, Evan Longoria?
No, you know what I get the most honestly is I get asked if that ball catch is real. Have you seen the video of the ball, with the reporter? Yes. And I catch the ball?
Oh, like, yeah. I've seen, yeah.
That one I get asked about that more than anything. And the story behind that was I did a commercial for Gillette. I shot a Gillette commercial. What's called the Gillette Young Guns for like, it was like 6 or 7 different athletes across all sports. And it was for Gillette. And I did that for like 8 hours during the day. And that got no publicity. I did the 5-minute video clip of the fake catch, at the end of the day. And that's the one that went viral. So
people still bring that up to you?
Oh yeah.
What about the Field of Dreams one? Did the one where the Pepsi where you're banging on the machine and yeah. It's all the legends from, please tell me you at least got to meet one of those legends that they weren't all green screened in.
I don't think we were all kind of separate. I think we all just like came and went at separate times. But they did have like, it was all in a studio and they had this huge like grass area laid out. It was cool. It wasn't like outside. It was indoors.
Dude, that is hilarious. Glass, how do we get you a national ad, man?
I don't know. I'm not the guy to ask.
Glass, dude, Glass has a bad agent. He should have been on a Head and Shoulders commercial already.
Exactly.
I was going to use like the Tampa mark as an excuse, but clearly that's not a thing. So I don't know.
That's exactly. So
it's coming soon after he wins the Cy Young, probably.
There you
go. So Evan, your team was so young and you guys all grew up together. You made the World Series, and then piece by piece, they turn around. There goes James Shields. There goes Crawford on a free agent deal. There goes David Price. There goes Zobrist. when you were the last guy left, were you looking around saying, man, like I thought I might be a Ray my entire life, but at some point I have to brace myself that it might not happen?
Yeah, I mean, I was I really didn't want to think about it because I really did want to be there. You know, my whole career, I thought that it was a real possibility. But you know, it's just the business of baseball. As much as we all, I think, hate to admit it. I mean, the era of you know, one guy being with one team for his whole career is you know, you might see one or two guys in, you know, in my career do it. I mean, we got Buster's going to be, you know, really Buster, Craw, and Belt are all, you know, have the potential to be with the Giants for their whole career. And that, you know, maybe Mike Trout. You know, there's only a few guys that I can think of that have been doing it that long. So, you know, it just kind of is part of the business now.
Glass, do you guys talk about that in Tampa? Because you guys are smart people. You know how they operate. Do you guys talk about that as players, that you might be living on borrowed time together?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like an open dialogue. I think everyone like knows, everyone like realizes it. And like, I guess depending on the position you're in and like how the team's playing and like how much service you have and where you're lined up in ARB, like it's a real possibility. And I think too, like, even this last offseason, like seeing with Charlie and Blake and everything, it's really like, I mean, it's clear that like, that's kind of what happens. And then they've shown it too throughout like the history. And I mean, I don't like fault anyone. I just kind of think that's how they operate. And like, they kind of have to do what they got to do to win, but it's definitely something, like you said, it's like, I don't know if it's something I consciously think about all the time, but I definitely know it's a possibility.
I want both of you to answer. I'm going to have Evan start and then Tyler, you follow up. What was your welcome to the show moment? Like, was there a moment, Evan, where you stepped into a batter's box against a pitching legend, or you were on the same field as Derek Jeter or something, and you were like, man, this is cool?
Yeah. I mean, for sure, that's like one of them. The first one was, you know, be playing against Derek Jeter, you know, at Yankee Stadium for the first time. Like, and it was the old Yankee Stadium too, which was, I mean, obviously, like, it's weird how it kind of goes full circle. I mean, I remember like being that, you know, that kid, you know, 13 years ago and being like, wow, like, and now I have people tell me that, and I'm like, wow, am I really that old? You know, like, have I really been out there for that long? But, you know, it was a special moment for me. And, you know, I mean, every time I went to a new place and played against somebody on that team who was like a veteran player that I grew up watching, you know, I remember the moment in 2008 when we played the White Sox, and Junior was on the White Sox at the time. And it was like, wow, that's really like Ken Griffey Jr., like my childhood idol, you know, one of the guys I grew up loving. And, you know, that's, I think that it happened a lot my first year.
Glass?
Yeah, yeah, like my debut, I'd say like facing Molina and just kind of having that like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. Like standing up, there's one thing to think about, and then it's one thing to like be there. And like the emotions I felt during it, just like a little mixture of just like absolutely terrified with like excitement, with like, it was just a whole kind of whirlwind. And then like I finished that game and then kind of went inside, and it wasn't like I was like blacked out during it, but it's very much like you process it after. For me, like I got through that first start, it was relatively good. And but I remember when Molina stepped up to the plate, I was like, that's weird. Like I used to watch this guy on TV, now I'm facing him. It was definitely strange.
You know, Evan, I think you've really made it big time when you start going on Hollywood junkets for MLB and start interviewing people in Anchorman 2, which you had the chance of doing. So for people who forgot this, here's a little taste.
What is a grand salami?
Man, I did forget that
grand
too.
salami?
It's the fun term for a grand slam. In the movies, it's what Carell keeps in his pants.
And I thought it was a sausage with various meats and cheeses.
He was right.
Oh, I'm not sure. We'll check.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can double check. Are you a baseball player, by the way? No. Okay. They just made me work.
Not even a fan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's America's pastime, you know. You should watch the documentary, Ken Burns.
Ken Burns.
I think you'll fall in love with the game.
Yeah. Okay.
That was very good with Will Ferrell and Dave Koechner. That was really good.
Yeah, that's, I mean, God, like Obviously, it's hard to be funny with like some of the funniest people that have ever like been on the silver screen. So yeah, I was nervous as hell to do that, but it was fun.
Dude, you pulled it off.
That was good.
It was.
Yeah.
How quick you were when they said, "Are you a
Right?
baseball player?" And you were like, "No."
No.
I mean, like, I think that just like came out of nerves or something.
It's pretty good. Glass, have you had a Hollywood meeting yet with anybody? Because you look so Hollywood. You had to have run into somebody.
Doesn't he? He's so Hollywood.
No, I haven't. Just baseball players and stuff. So no, I wouldn't say that. Well, I guess like Cole dates Vanessa Hutchins. She's I don't know. I consider I don't know her extremely well, but she's like the most down to earth, like normal person. So I still don't know if I guess that the two don't like go hand in hand, but I guess that would have to be the most like. But I never really have had like any sort of like Hollywood, whatever you said. Not really.
So does like when you've hung out with her, does she say, "Hey, Tyler, how are you, man?"
Yeah, she can speak English. She talks.
Okay, good. See?
Yeah, she's just like super, like just normal and cool, and we go over there and just have like a normal hangout or whatever, and yeah, it's just fun.
See,
this is like your typical standard conversations.
This is all good.
Yeah.
All right, I want to ask you about your 2021 Giants, who are off to an amazing start, and everybody was looking at the roster and like, "Oh, it's too many old guys. Can't get it done."
We are old for sure.
I don't call you old. I call you veteran. There's a big difference,
thank
Evan.
you.
Can you have a conversation with your GM and say, "Listen, I get what sort of plans in place. I've been around this game a long time. I'm still under contract next year. I feel like we can add a piece and make a run."
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like obviously a ton of belief within the clubhouse, and there's an understanding of what we kind of need, to if we really want to like make a deep run, and so I think if we do what we feel we can do and keep kind of playing the way we are, there's probably going to be some conversations about like, hey, like this is kind of what we feel like we need to get to, where we want to be. And I don't know when they'll happen. I'm sure that like, I don't think that teams want to lose, right? Like I think that they understand like kind of that we have a good team, we have a lot of good pieces that can help us win. And I think that they know what we need. So, hopefully it doesn't come to that point, but if it does, like, I think there'll be some like serious urging on like, hey, like we're close, and this is what we need. But hopefully it doesn't get to that point.
Do you have the ability to go into somebody's office and mention that? Like, you guys have enough leaders there that have accomplished a lot in a game, no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can. It doesn't mean they're going to listen. I mean, I think that those conversations will be had for sure, whether they're in an office or out on the field or just in passing. But like I said, hopefully they understand, and I think they do, what pieces we do need to add to kind of, put ourselves in a position to be a winning team the whole season.
Got it. Do you ever chat with Eric Neander down there in Tampa? Does he
Glass?
Yeah. I mean, I would say like I don't know about like every other organization, but I'd say it's a lot different than like from Pittsburgh to Tampa. Like he's always around. Like he's very open about anything. It's very much like front office coaches and players are very much on like the same level. There's not really like a hierarchy type thing going on. So like, I mean, we'll have conversations about stuff like that all the time. Again, too, like I think the track record, like the success of people they've signed and like a lot of stuff they do, like I think most players kind of trust in the front office to do what they have to do. And clearly, like Evan said, like that, of course they want to win. And I think our situation's different than some other teams. And like, you can't like go out and just spend a bunch of money and get guys. But for the most part, like, I think a lot of our guys have full trust. And I know like how bad Eric wants to win, but it's cool that like he's very open about it and very like just transparent. Like you ask him a question, he'll be honest with you. And he's always around, he's always available. So I don't know how it is, like I said, with any other team, but it's pretty standard, would ask whatever you want.
Good. That's good. All right, Longo, before we let you go, we're going to spin the wheel of moderately interesting things here that we got 5 different categories. We're going to have both the answer. Ooh, double play. I know. Okay. Evan Longoria, who do people say that you look like celebrity-wise?
Tyler Glasnow.
Ah, there it is.
Stop. For goodness sakes.
I wish I had that hair.
You do. It's just on your face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I'll put in here for beard. We'll half and half.
It's growing the wrong direction. No, I mean, I haven't been asked that question in so long. But I know who Glass looks like, though. He looks like the guy from Peaky Blinders.
I mean, I get it every time we put something out on social media. It's unreal.
Yep.
I mean,
it's really close too, like really, really close.
Glass, have you ever tried to like touch base?
No, not really.
Except he's probably 2 feet shorter than you.
Yeah, I think he's like 5'6" or 5'7" or something like that. But I don't think he has like social media or anything. But no.
Does it bother you? Does it get on your nerves now because it's been such a story?
No, not at all. Not really. It's not like a bad thing. Like people ask me all the time, like every single day. But yeah, I mean, I think he's like, what? He's a good actor, cool dude, right? Fine. I'm good with it.
Sure.
Evan, you should ask Jamie who she thinks you look like.
Who do you think I look like? Me? Yeah, you.
Who I think you look like? Oh, you know how I always say.
Who?
Soccer player.
Who?
The soccer player.
Who's the soccer player?
Beckham.
Beckham? What are you, high?
Yeah. So sexy.
I like that though. That's a good answer. That's a support. Nice.
Yeah, she's very supportive of me. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we know who's on her list.
There you go.
I think that. Yeah, exactly. I think if she just looks, she's just looking right at my beard. That's it.
Yeah, that's something else to look at.
That's pretty good though.
Funny. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. By the way, we would be remiss if she didn't at least give us a wave. I'm sure that all the fans of the
yeah, she's here. There she is.
And a little kiss, dude. And she's talented. She's
uh,
driving in.
She's
doing all this stuff.
Yeah, she's pregnant too. She's heavily pregnant. We're about to have a baby.
Number 3?
So, yeah, baby number 3. July 1.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we're getting there.
So did we peek under the hood? You've got 1 and 1, right? Boy and girl?
Yeah, we got 1 and 1. We don't know what this is. It's gonna be a surprise.
Oh, that'll be fun for you. Well, congratulations. Yeah. Please congratulate her because she's doing all the hard work. You know,
she is doing all the hard work. You're right about that.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, man, it was great catching up with you. We appreciate the time. Continued success, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good luck to Glass too. Keep it up, man.
Thanks, you too, man. Thanks, dude.
All right, brother. See ya.
Always fun catching up with Evan Longoria, and it's nice to see him kind of circle around. And you know, the guy, he hit his 300th homer of his career last year. Like, he's had a good run, man.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always been. I mean, obviously, like Tampa, like legend and a really good player. Like I feel like he's never really had like I guess like maybe like to his standards or something like a bad season, but he's always been good. Like he's never really had like a quote unquote bad season. Like the guy is just a good baseball player.
Yeah. Well, it is a little bit from the standpoint, you know, we talked about Pujols earlier being released, and, you know, Cardinals fans have one vision of Albert Pujols. Angels fans have another because they never won a playoff game with him there. For Longoria, he built up so much goodwill in the Tampa community, helped him become a winner for the first time, was the first face of the franchise, all that. And out to San Francisco, he joins a team that had won 3 World Series in the beginning part of the decade, and they just haven't won it. So I think that that's what happens, is that your people's perspective of you change when you put on a different uniform. Happens.
Yeah. I think you're only as good as like your, I don't know, like your current status, right? Like I think like your local market, your local whatever team is definitely going to associate you with like how you perform in there. Because they're obviously like guys in San Francisco, I'm sure people like, obviously people knew of Longoria, but they're not like keeping up with him as thoroughly as like a Tampa fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, it's very much just like, what can you do for us now? And it's definitely cool to see him just like going off right now, because he is like always a threat at the plate. Like he's always a really good hitter. One of those guys you always have to like game plan pretty hard against.
I should have asked him about, we talked to him a little bit about the facial hair, but I should have asked him what makes him either keep it or let it go. Because right now I'm in a bad stage. My wife wants me to bring it back. I had a beard for the first time ever last summer during quarantine.
There you go.
And she said, you know what? After you're done with the NFL draft, you're growing that thing back. I feel
like that's traditionally like the other way. I feel like the wife would usually be like, shave it. I don't like it. It's kind of, I like that. And obviously too, like you probably have to grow it out then, right? Like What else can you do?
So if I want anything, I have to grow it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the fucked up part of it all. So right now it's at a very itchy stage for her and for me.
Ooh, I see.
So if I want to get close to her, she starts pushing me away. I was like, what's going on? She's like, you're scratchy. I said, all right, now stop. You cannot ask me to grow the beard. And then if
True.
if it's time, if it's go time,
exactly.
You can't say it's because I got this stubble on my face.
You're just in that awkward middle stage. You got to go through, you're putting in your rounds right now. You're in training right now, but you give it a couple of weeks, it'll get like some girth on it, and you'll be good to go. Your wife will be back to being all over you.
You obviously said by a man who's never been married, and certainly not for 23 and a half.
I have no
years.
idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And, looks like an Adonis and can snap his fingers, and there's 8 women fawning all over him all the time.
No,
for me, it's
no.
You kidding me? I'm the 5th most important person in a 4-person household. So, all right. You ready for your homework assignment?
Yeah, I'll do it this time. I swear.
I'm giving you a choice.
Okay.
During the time where we're away, you play the New York Mets at home. And another member of the Chris Rose rotation is Trevor May, who is on the Mets. You can either try to figure out how to get a cool little video with him, or a picture in the hallway, or something shows you together. Do you want that, or the option behind door number 2?
I need to see what's behind door number 2, and then I'll decide.
No. You either take that one or the door number 2.
I might just take that one because I want to meet him anyway. And I was like, just kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll do my homework and I'll meet him.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So you'll take that one.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know what was behind door number 2?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm curious now.
No homework assignment.
Oh, God, dang it. Shoot. Dang it. Well, I don't know. I owe you a homework assignment anyway. I'm up for the challenge. Not a challenge. I'm up for the task.
That's good. I will text him and let him know that there's going to be some 6'7" Adonis who might be huffing and puffing after some massive workout on an elliptical, or trying to get his hips straight after a start.
Got to get those hips right.
Wanting to say, yeah. Listen, it was always great catching up with you. I appreciate you being a good sport about your mom. That was okay, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. She can come on whenever. I love talking to her. She's good.
It was great. And don't forget to get her something nice for Mother's Day.
I know. I already got some ideas. Give her I think she appreciates the long phone calls more than the gifts, but you got to go both. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. But
definitely.
Something nice too is always good.
If you got any ideas, send it over. That's my homework assignment to you. Give me some Mother's Day ideas. I'm the worst gift giver in the entire world. Terrible. That's a bad excuse, but I'm just not good at it.
I'll help you out with this, since this is going to air the day after. What is her favorite flower? Okay, now here's what you do. Text your dad. What is mom's favorite flower?
Yeah.
Because
that's a good idea.
Not everybody is roses. Everybody, my wife loves orchids. So if I just get an orchid on an odd day of the week, doesn't have to be a special occasion, then it doesn't matter how much stubble I've got on my face.
Right.
She's in.
I think there's something creepy about sending your mom roses too. I think I got to find a different flower. Right? Is that weird? Maybe. I don't know.
Something.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. My dad growing up would always bring my mom random flowers home. And I remember in my head being like, that's good. I need to do that when I have a wife.
So you want to do something where that there's an attachment that she has to it, right?
Yeah.
If there's something she's passionate about, it could be having something pretty around the house. It could be whatever her favorite thing to do is. I mean, I know she's a workout freak, right?
Yeah.
So
I can get her an elliptical. I'll do. I don't know.
I'm going to put the kibosh on that one. I mean, you certainly can.
Yeah.
It's just maybe just cuz. That could be the just cuz moment.
Yeah. Huh. Right. I'll have to think about it. That's a good idea, though. I do think I got to find something that's there's some mental background there. Some flowers, I usually end up figuring it out, but she's also not I would say her love language is not gifts, but obviously you got to put some time and got to think of something.
Do you ever write her cards?
No.
Right.
I would say I send her text messages or call her.
If you get her a card and write her a note, I guarantee you will make her cry and feel wonderful at the same time.
There you go. I guess for her birthday and stuff like that, of course, I'll get her cards and stuff, but I probably should do a heartfelt message or something.
Yeah, just it's okay. Listen. Unfortunately, I will spill my heart here for a second. Unfortunately, we have lost several friends of my age in recent time, and we just had a virtual funeral for one yesterday, and we're all crying our eyes out. She was 52. She lived life to the fullest. Like we would talk about it all the time. We were like, how in the world does Lainey have time to go on vacation, to go out to lunch, to go out to dinner the same day, and then to go out for drinks at night, and then to go to Vegas all this time? Because she was not going to let anything slow her down. This is before she got sick. But man, because she went quick. She found out in October and she died in April.
Damn.
For somebody who just was full of life, man, she just taught us all, like, yeah, go enjoy it. Go That's call cool. That person. Go drop them a card. Do it.
Yeah.
And appreciate it, man. Because it is, she taught us all something yesterday at the funeral.
That's
which
cool.
is probably her greatest tribute. She was a good
nice.
human.
Nice.
So there you go. I didn't mean to end it on a downer, but I think it's actually a pick-me-up.
Yeah, for sure.
It helps a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Keep doing great things out there. I appreciate you always having fun and being such a good sport. Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Had fun. You got it. Tell everybody there in the Rays Clubhouse we say hi and smack Cash on the head for them. I will. We'll see you next time, everybody, here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a presentation of Jomboy Media. Bye.